Hello everyone, this is our last day of this unit. So again, we are on Unit 5, talking about the fancy parts of triangles. So this is Unit 5, Day 6, the triangle inequality. So make sure you have all the notes done up to this point, and we will get going. So the sum of the lengths of any two sides of the triangle has to be greater than the third side. So what I did is I just made three random segments, and let's say that I tried to make these three into a triangle, okay? Well, let's see if that would actually work. So if I move these three segments, you will notice that it does not make a triangle, okay? Compared to if I had this side be longer, then those three would become a triangle. Well, let's put those three segments back together, just next to each other. So then you can notice, I'm going to move this triangle, move it. Well, these two sides are definitely longer than this segment. And there we go. Okay, so again, two segments of a triangle have to be longer than the other side. So that's what the triangle inequality theorem is. All right, so again, we have this red side and this blue side, and those two have to add up greater than this side in order to make a triangle. Okay, so why does this matter? All right, well, if we have three different measurements, we have to determine if it makes a triangle or not based on this theorem, okay? So we have 6.5, 6.5, and 14.5. We want to see if it makes a triangle. So instead of having 6.5, I'm just going to write 6.5. So to 6.5 plus 6.5, is that greater than 14.5? Okay, well, is 13 greater than 14.5? No, so therefore it cannot make a triangle, okay? Again, any two sides have to add up greater than the other two sides. And then the other situation would be as if I had 6.5 plus 14.5, and yes, that is greater than the other 6.5. So that would be the scenario that it did work, but unfortunately when I add these two sides together, it is not greater than 14.5. All right, let's try the next one. Is it possible to form a triangle with sides 6.8, 7.2, and 5.1? If not, explain. All right, so let's talk about the three different scenarios. So I'm going to combine 6.8 and 7.2, and we want to see if that's greater than 5.1. Another scenario is 6.8 and 5.1, and let's see if that's greater than 7.2. And then the remaining one is 5.1 and 7.2. And what's my third side? 6.8. So we have to see if each of these work. All right, so when I added these two segments together, you got 14. Is 14 greater than 5.1? Yes. Next ones, added them together, and I got 11.9, which is greater than 7.2. And the last one is 12.3 greater than 6.8. It is. So yes, this is a triangle. Yes, it can form a triangle. Okay? Yahoo. All right. Again, next question. So we have to see if these add up, if the different scenarios. So let's say I have 8.5 plus 11.5. We have to see if that's greater than 20.5. What's another combination of sides? I have 8.5 and 20.5. Is that greater than 11.5? And then the last one would be 20.5 and 11.5. And is that greater than 8.5? All right, so automatically I know that these two numbers add up greater than 8.5. It's good to go. And I know 8.5 and 20.5 add up to greater than 11.5. But let's talk about this middle one. 8.5 plus 11.5. Well, that would be 20. Now, is 20 greater than 20.5? No, so no, this could not be a triangle. Okay, so again, making the different combinations and seeing if it's yes or no. So now I want you to try B. So what are the three situations? Okay, so what are the three scenarios? So for example, your first scenario would be 4.8 plus 12.2. Is that greater than 15.1? So solve it and see if it's greater than 15.1. Then make the other combinations and see if it's yes or no, if it's a triangle. Ask questions with your teacher to check your answer. All right, moving right along, we have only a few more to do for this one. So in this triangle, PQ is 7.2, so I love to label so that I know what I'm looking at. And then I have QR. QR is 5.2, all right? So which measure cannot be PR? So we're trying to figure out what this side is and what it cannot be, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these two segments together. So I've got 5.2 plus 7.2, and that added together is 12.4. So I need to find which one of these answers would not work, okay? So let's plug in each of the scenarios and see if it works. Is 12.4 greater than 7? Yes, so that would not work. Is 12.4 greater than 9? Yes, so that one would work. Is 12.4 greater than 11? Yes, that would work. So what is the final answer? So D would not work, okay? So 12.4 is not greater than 13, okay? So D would not work. All right, for the next one, so XY is 6 and YZ is 9. So I want to find out what this side is. So again, I'm going to add them together and we want to see which measure cannot be XZ. So 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay? So 15 is greater than what? So which measure cannot be XZ? Right? So figure out which one that is by plugging in each of the situations and seeing which ones would work. All right, the last question. So we've got the towns of Jefferson, Kingston, and Newberry are shown in the map below. Prove that driving first from Jefferson to Kingston and then Kingston to Newberry is a greater distance than driving from Jefferson to Newberry. All right, so from Jefferson to Kingston, let's say, is 3 miles. Okay, not very far. And then let's say from Kingston to Newberry is 4 miles. And we have a lovely 90-degree angle there. Okay? We'll just pretend that that's a 90. Hopefully it's the best we can do. All right? So, we need to prove that those two sides are greater than this side. Well, because it's a right triangle, there's this theorem called Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. All right? So, a is 3. So, we'll say from Jefferson to Kingston is 3 miles, so 3 squared plus, and Kingston to Newberry is 4 miles, so 4 squared, and we're going to see what c squared is. Okay, so 9 plus 16 equals c squared. And so those added together is 25. And what is the opposite of squaring? Let's say square rooting. So C is 5, so that would be 5 miles. Okay, and they're saying that this distance, so if I went from Jefferson to Kingston, Kingston to Newberry, how many miles would that be? Well, that would be 7 miles. Compared to just going from Jefferson to Newberry, which is 5 miles. So I proved that 7 miles is greater than 5 miles. Okay, it's like taking the side streets and compared to taking the freeway, right? Going directly to the location or having to go around to get there. Okay, so I proved that going from Jefferson to Kingston and Kingston to Newberry was a greater distance than just going from Jefferson straight to Newberry. So a little review on Pythagorean theorem. So that's it for this unit. Try out your homework and ask questions with your teacher. Have a great day.